Hello and welcome to this pick a card reading in which we're going to be diving into the question of who is the right person for you. So we're going to be getting a description of them. We'll find out, like, is it someone you've met before? Is it going to be someone new? We'll look at time frames and get you some advice and any other insights that seem to want to come through. We have 3 options in this reading, and my name is Gabby Turner, by the way. Thank you so much for showing up at my channel. If you're new, let me know. If you're returning, give me a shout out as well. It's good to hear from you again. So group 1 would be represented by Saraswati. So if you're drawn to this goddess, that would be group 1, and the timestamps are all below. Group 2 is Sedna. And group 3 is Parvati. So we have these 3 goddesses to choose from. Timestamps again are listed below with the names. Number 1, Saraswati. Number 2, Sedna. And number 3, Parvati. All right, so take a moment to get in touch with your intuition and then refer to those timestamps below. I'll see you at your reading. Okay, group 1, you chose Saraswati. Welcome to your reading. So we're going to be looking into who is the one. The one for you, the right one for you. I don't know if we have just one person for us, but like who's the right one maybe would be a better way of saying it. Okay. So first of all, we're just going to ask, is this someone that you have already met in this lifetime? Yes or no? Yes. I had that feeling already for you guys. So we have the Ace of Cups, the 3 of Cups, and the Hermit reversed. I feel like this is someone you're familiar with. This is someone you could talk to, reach out to, and they would probably respond. I was also getting the feeling when I was shuffling, I've got a little bit of a cowlick going on there, that's cute. But I had a little bit of a feeling when I was shuffling that there's a sort of familiarity with this person. So I think you may have known them a long time, or it's someone you kind of feel comfortable with in a way. I do feel with this 3 of Cups that maybe you all have not dated, but you've dated other people. Like, I think maybe you all have even dated people that the other person knew or something like that. Like, there's a feeling here of like maybe being involved in the same group of friends, perhaps. But you have known them. How long have you known them? Well, I don't think that we're putting a time frame exactly on this, because it's going to be different for everyone. And I feel like when I pulled this Princess of Swords, it was almost like a warning from your all spirit guides, because I'm talking to a lot of different people, and your spirit guides were like, you do not need to answer that specific time frame. It's going to mess it up for some certain people. But I would put it more in a description in terms of the time frame. You have seen this person go through momentous periods in their own life. I think you've seen this person experience some sort of significant loss in their life. For some, you may have known that they have gotten divorced before. Maybe they lost a loved one, but maybe they lost a job in a way that was prominent, that there was a sort of major loss. And I feel at the point at which this happened, either the 2 of you weren't as close at that point, or maybe you just weren't geographically close, or you weren't as involved in each other's lives. And so because of that, you weren't able to be there for them as much for whatever that loss was that they went through. But you've known them long enough to see them go through some significant phase of their life that ended in loss. so that you knew them getting married, being married, and then getting divorced, or like starting some great career, then losing the career, something along those lines, or, you know, like losing someone important in their life. Something like that. It could have been also like a major change with their health, but you saw some kind of loss. So let's describe this person a little bit more here. I think you also, the two of you at some point talked to each other as you were embarking on your careers, or as you were embarking, or this person talked to you about embarking upon their own career. So you saw them at the beginning of some sort of career journey where they weren't really sure what they wanted to do. That's what I feel like. So it could have been someone you knew when you were like in high school or an undergrad in college or something like that, where they're having anxiety about, what am I going to do with my life? I feel like this is a type of conversation you have had with this person. And they did not really seem to know what they were doing with their life, or maybe you were the one who didn't, or maybe both of you didn't. But I feel like this is an area in which you conversed, you spoke about this topic of, I need to figure out what I'm going to do with the rest of my life. I think, I feel like there was always chemistry between the two of you. Like, I kind of feel like for most of you, this has been a friend, and maybe you didn't actually date, but we have the Strength card and the Six of Cups. So it's like, strangely enough, I feel like the two of you always had a close bond kind of from the beginning, and there was always this chemistry there that was recognized. I think probably other people had to have seen it too. And in some kind of way, it's almost like you were a couple, even if you weren't officially a couple, because like whenever the two of you were around each other, like you would gravitate towards each other. And I'm talking about like group situations as well. Like there could be so many other people in the room, and like I feel especially this person would just gravitate towards you. You had a hold on their heart from the beginning. So I do feel a sort of nostalgia here as well. This almost feels like a coming of age love story type of thing, where maybe you all were learning a lot about love in this process. But yeah, I feel like this person also, they always observed you. Like you might look up and notice that they were looking at you, but I feel like, you know, there were a lot of times when you didn't notice it, actually. So this may not even clue you in, because you may have been totally oblivious, like occupied by other things. But like they were very curious about what was in your mind. You see this King of Swords. The King of Swords is someone who cares about cerebral things like thinking, communication, ideas, knowledge. And he's looking over at this woman on the Two of Swords, and she's deep in thought, but sort of peacefully deep in thought. I feel like this person we're talking about, they always wondered what you were thinking about. They always wondered what you were thinking about. And they loved to see you kind of deep in thought. There was something about that they felt was like very precious, very sweet, very endearing. Yeah, because we have the Queen of Swords as well. Like something about the way, maybe it could have even been when you did open up and share what you were thinking. They were like, wow, somebody is saying what I've always thought. You know, like I always thought this was an original thought, or like I always thought this was a unique or different or offbeat way that I had at looking at life, and yet group one seems to see things that way. Or maybe the way that you saw things shifted their own perception. But there's an appreciation here for your kind of thoughtfulness. They saw you as someone who was kind of wise. Like, even if you met at a very young age, you know, or relatively young, because I think, and from my perspective now, you know, like late teens, early 20s is pretty young, but, and you could have met around that age, because like I said, it seems like this person was not sure what they were going to do with their life, and that's a common age for people to be having that anxiety. But yeah, and that topic is kind of coming up here again with this Seven of Pentacles. I think they always felt this frustration, like being torn between what they knew they needed to do with their life in order to make ends meet. Like, I've got to make money, you know, I have to have a career in order to like pay bills. Like, this person was very aware of that aspect of life. They were very practical, very grounded. I'm sensing like Virgo energy here. It doesn't mean they have to be a Virgo, but like that quality of Virgo, just kind of understanding the requirements of life, right? We got to do things that we don't want to do, you know, got to put in those hours at work, clock in, clock out, get the bills paid. But they were aware of that, but there was this other part of them that was sort of unsatisfied by that life. Like, how am I going to be satisfied by a life that is just such a rut or a routine where I don't get to flex this sort of originality that I have in my brain. Yeah, because we have the Fool card. Like, this person wanted to burst through and like be different and pave a new way, but they're like, well, I don't know, the more practical thing would be just to do something that I know is going to make me money. And they saw you as someone who was more uninhibited. It could have been maybe that you were more naive or more gullible about the practicalities of paying bills. But, you know, it's almost like, you know, to you, like maybe you were like, I'm going to be a dancer. Like, okay. Does that work out for most people paying the bills? Like, I'm going to go be a dancer. I'll be a, you know what I mean? Like, of course, there are people who pay the bills. There are people who definitely do that, but it is definitely also not practical, right? It doesn't often work out. It leads to a starving artist type of lifestyle. But they saw you as someone who's like, more uninhibited than them when it came to doing something like, I'll just be a poet. You know, like, well, how are you going to pay the bills being a poet? Who's going to pay you for that? You know, yes, there are people who do make a living from it, but again, they admired you for that though. You know, like, yeah, they probably were really, to be honest, the smarter one here. And I think they ended up choosing a path that had a more guaranteed financial security, rather than the starving artist life or something more whimsical or offbeat, you know. But they liked that about you, that you were less encumbered by practical notions of what we need to do with our lives. I think that they also saw you as someone who had experienced a lot of grief in your life, or maybe you've experienced grief since then, you know, like maybe the choices you made to go off and be this starving artist or like, you know, vagabond or whatever, maybe that didn't work out for you, or, you know, maybe for many reasons they've seen you be very sad. And at whichever point, or multiple points probably, of your life, they've seen you struggle with this sadness, with this grief, with this depression. They also felt like, I don't know what I can do for group one, you know? So I think at different points, both of you have had that feeling for the other, like seeing the other go through a difficult change in life, or experiencing sadness and like not really being able to be there for the other person. But I almost feel like they thought, if I do try to be there for group one, it's going to pull me down. You know, because this is the Ten of Swords reversed. They're like, if I try to be there, like they were resisting it themselves, because I think this person also maybe could have succumbed to depression, and they were trying not to, and like being there for you, they were afraid that would be the straw that broke their back, and that they might fall down into maybe not even just a depression, but like if they went the same path that you did with this like whimsical life or impractical approach to career life, they were like, I'm going to be like living in a gutter somewhere, you know, like they're just like, I can't take that, you know, sort of naive or optimistic risk to live that life. I can't go down that path with them. Okay, so this is interesting. So why is this the person for you then? Because it feels like the two of you have this very long history where they could have chosen to be with you at some point. There was a definite strong chemistry. They gravitated towards you. And they admired you a lot, but they, I guess at that point, they were afraid to take a journey with you because they felt they needed to go with a more practical route in order to save themselves. We get the Lover's card. Thanks, Spirit Guides. So why are they the right person? Well, the two of you are soulmates. You're soulmates that, I want to say soulmates that frustrate each other, or soulmates, maybe you really legitimately do frustrate each other, but it's like you trigger, I would say gently trigger. It's like you shake things out of the other person in a way. It's like maybe like sandpaper. You know, there's a little bit of abrasiveness here, like maybe the two of you, because you have different approaches to life, could be that you have criticized each other before about your choices in life or something, but in any case, there's something about maybe just the fact that you do have different choices about how you've approached life. It frustrates the other person or creates, I guess, friction. It's like it forces the other person, both of you force each other to refine. You refine each other through some sort of abrasiveness or sandpaper quality. And I don't know if I'm describing this well, but by abrasiveness, I don't mean that the two of you would argue a lot, because I don't sense that you actually did, but it's like the differences between the two of you. Challenge. There was a challenge. You challenge each other to become more refined as human beings. Boy, kind of like Flintstones. If you take two Flintstones, you knock them together, and that's how you create a spark. Like the two of you do that for each other. You create a little bit of a spark, but there's something about it that is, it's uncomfortable in a way. Yeah. I mean, this journey, I mean, the journey that the two of you have had has been one with a lot of frustrations, with a lot of challenges and limitations. Maybe a lot of things, maybe a little bit of a star-crossed lovers, where it felt like life was just keeping you apart, or the odds were against the two of you coming together. Yeah, I think that the two of you have spent a lot of time missing each other, and you kind of had to experience that in order to be your own person. So that's kind of what was the most rough when talking about that roughness or abrasiveness. It's like, ouch, it hurts that I can't be doing my life with this person who, it seems like we should be partners in life and be able to be there for each other and make life easier for each other. Oh, there we go. But that theme has occurred for both of you. You haven't been able to be there for the other person, but you haven't experienced the other person being able to be there for you either. because life has sort of kept you apart. But life kept you apart for a reason. Life kept you apart so that each of you could go off and become the person, the individual, the unique person you were meant to be. If you had continued on your journey as a couple, built your whole life together, both of you would have denied certain aspects of who you really are in order to appease the relationship. It's not to say that it would have been a bad relationship, but there would be so much self-denial for both of you. Right? And like, in a way, it would have been two people, their lives running parallel and close together. Would it have been bad? I don't think so. It would have been, it wouldn't have been bad if the two of you had gotten together, but also, like, you wouldn't have branched out to certain pathways in life that you needed to. I feel like there was a bit of a divine intervention that kept you all apart in order to sort of steer you into other experiences that you needed to have. But so what does it mean, spirit guides, that we're saying this is the one for group one? Like, does that mean that they will eventually come back together? No. So I know this is not what you signed up for in this reading, but, you know, we come here because we need insights. And I think, no, you're not supposed to. This is something that was sort of fated, I think. There's a destiny here. I did talk before about the two of you being soulmates, and oftentimes people who are soulmates, who, it doesn't just have to be a romantic thing, the soulmate experience. It can be family. Can even be pets, can be our soulmates, but can be friends. A lot of times soulmates, they incarnate together with a specific purpose to help each other achieve certain goals. But in order to help each other achieve certain goals, sometimes we can't be there for the other person. And that's the whole point. It's like that creates the challenge or obstacle that leads each soul to the growth that it needs. Nine of Cups reversed. This person was your wish fulfillment at some point. 10 of Pentacles reversed, but you didn't get that fulfillment. You didn't get to live your life with this person. But what did that lead to? The Death card, right? It led to personal transformation, and not just personal transformation, but like on a soul level, on a very impactful level for your souls, both of you. It led to the change, the transformation, the evolution, which is also what death represents. You both evolved more significantly because you incarnated together, you met each other, you formed this bond, you formed this attachment, and yet life kept you apart. It created that friction that opened up the spark, you know, for that evolution. And you know, the phoenix rising from the ashes, the proverbial phoenix that each of you bloomed into, feathered into, you couldn't have achieved that without the loss of each other in a certain sense, you know, loss in terms of not getting to live your lives together. But yeah, that was an interesting reading, group one. I hope that it was helpful, informative, healing. Let me know in the comments if you have suggestions for topics for pick a card videos. Let me know as well, and just let me know how you're doing. But in any case, thank you so much for watching group one, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Group two, welcome to your reading. You chose Goddess Sedna, one of my favorite goddesses. She has such an interesting mythology. And for those of you who are interested in astrology, Sedna is there's a celestial object named after Sedna. It's also very interesting. It's actually how I found out about Sedna, the goddess. is through learning about her in an astrological context. But in any case, group 2, thank you for joining me for this pick a card reading. We're going to be looking into who is the right one for you. Who is the one for you? I have a very interesting and insightful and a hope healing message for group 1. So I'm interested to see what we find out for you guys. I'm going to start off asking, is this someone that you have already met in this lifetime? Yes or no? So I'm going to pull 3 cards. I will show you the cards. So no. We're getting 2 out of the 3 reverse. So you have not met this person yet in this lifetime. This is going to be a new person. And I feel like, so we have the 7 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles reversed, and the 8 of Wands. This is also like, this is the Edgar Allan Poe deck. And I don't know. I just felt like telling you what deck it was. But I kind of feel like, I do feel like there's a reason for telling you that. This person is someone who is artistically talented in some way, like Edgar Allan Poe, someone who like really has their own quality, right? There's nobody else quite like Edgar Allan Poe. He started the whole concept of detective fiction, or like detective stories. And this sort of gothicness that he represents, there's nobody quite like him. Despite the fact that there have been many people who have written mystery and detective stories, or gothic stories and novels, etc., and poetry. There's something about Edgar Allan Poe that really sets him apart. And I feel like this person that you will meet, you'll meet them actually because of whatever talent it is. You might even be like a fan of theirs and meet them somewhere. But I feel like with this 7 of Pentacles, it's almost like a casual, like let's say you happen to be where this person, they could be any sort of artist, you know, like in the music field, in the visual arts, film arts, literary arts, whatever, but it's some sort of artist. And I think that you'll meet them at some, I see you approaching them maybe at a restaurant or a bar where you get to actually have like a real down-to-earth conversation with them. But you will know of them before you meet them. And like Edgar Allan Poe, I mean, their style may not be that gothic style or whatever, but they have the same thing where like there's something that really sets this person apart in whatever it is that they do. Like nobody could really copy them. Like they're just like their own enigma in whatever they're doing with their art. But I think you have like a real chill, down-to-earth conversation. Like this person, when you meet them and talk to them, like they talk to you just one-to-one, just like a normal person, because you are, but you know what I mean? Like there's not this like hierarchy of like, I'm this person who's like an established artist, you know what I mean? There's this sort of like humble, like we're meeting each other as equals quality. And I feel like this person will be interested in what you have to say to them, and you will say a lot to them. And to be honest, I feel like whatever, I think both of you will carry a lot away from this conversation. So this is interesting, what we're getting here about where you meet. Okay. So what's going to happen from that point onward? I kind of feel, I don't know, I just kind of feel like the two of you keeping in touch after that. We have the 7 of Cups, the Temperance card, and the Ten of Pentacles, there does feel to me with this Seven of Cups like almost a sort of secretive quality. I feel like you become almost like a secret muse to this person. Like this person might be inspired and write or create art or whatever it is that they do about you or inspired by you, but they don't tell anyone about it. They might tell you about it, they might not, but I also feel like the two of you like secretly meet up like many times over the years. I don't see this necessarily being like a traditional relationship where you set up a house together and you live together and you're like publicly together. But I feel like it's continuing to reach out to each other and meet up many times over the years. There's something more free-spirited about it. And if you're like, that doesn't sound like me, you know, like, I mean, maybe it isn't, you know, but this reading is for someone out here. Like this is a very, I think, spiritual connection in a way, because the two of you enlighten each other. You expose each other to different sides of life. You learn a lot from each other. Like the conversations are very enlightening, but they're not enlightening in that like deep and serious, you know, like it's more like, you know, I'm happy about this thing that I've experienced, or you just happen to be talking about, you know, some trip that you went on or whatever, or they are. And I don't know, like both of you are kind of like a treasure trove of enrichment and expanded horizons. Yeah. Expanded horizons is something that's strong, but this will be a lasting, long-term bond. But I don't think that a lot of people will know about it. How long from now will it be until you meet this person? We get the Queen of Cups. I feel like it's going to be, to be honest, within a month. Because I'm pulling timing cards. I said, well, I don't know. So the timing that I'm getting, you could time it by the moon. And I feel, so the star card is 10, 15, 16, 17. What would 17 weeks be? Like 4 months? It could be between 1 to 4 months from now. But it's like in a matter of months, not years. You'll meet this person in 1 to 4 months. At the beginning, I said you had not met this person yet, but you will meet them in 1 to 4 months. And you'll have this conversation that I mentioned. So you can come back here 1 to 4 months, bookmark this reading, because I want to know as well. Of course, I did say, like, you all will not be letting people know, or like there won't be, some people will know. You'll tell some people. Yeah, but you see this Lovers card where, let me focus it better. They're standing together, but they're both holding out their hands, but their hands aren't quite meeting. You see that? That's sort of the quality that the two of you have. It's like something is keeping you apart. Something keeps the two of you from being like an actual like public couple. It could have to do with money. Like essentially something to do with money is keeping the two of you apart. And I don't know what it would mean beyond that. Maybe you're from different socioeconomic backgrounds, or maybe this person is married to someone else and they don't want that to affect them financially if they got together with you in a public way. But Yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that because I feel like the details of what it could mean in terms of money could be a little bit different for each of you. But I feel like it has something to do with inheritances or some sort of 8th house thing, since we already mentioned astrology, which could be like inheritances or like a prenuptial agreement or alimony type thing. How resources are divided. I don't know. Yeah, because we get the Justice card, which is like legal issues. There's something monetary and legal that I think keeps the two of you from being like a public couple. But you're not going to really have like a typical relationship, but you are again, like, you provide each other with such a unique experience. We have the Hierophant, and here this is like a mummy that's been pulled out of a tomb, or that's standing outside of its tomb. It makes me think of like an archaeological excavation. You know, like, so that's the amount of, like, when I say treasure trove, it's like learning about you're such a, here's a way of saying it. Like when you go through a catacomb or a tomb, like an ancient excavation, you find things that you never thought you would find. You both have found that in each other, but you also are both part of each other's like secret catacombs, you know? Someday, maybe long after both of you are gone, people will find out more about the two of you being involved. You're like a secret in each other's catacombs. It's a secret relationship, guys. So what else does group 2 need to know here? We have the Hermit card. I mean, I think I keep getting the same thing. Like the two of you really just learn a lot from each other, even though you have to be apart. And what does that mean, learn a lot from each other? I mean, I think in a way you both also want to guard this secret that you have. It's like I would go to my grave to guard the connection I have with this person, because I don't want the angry mob coming after me. Like there would be people who would be upset knowing about your connection with this person. All right, anything else group 2 needs to know? Well, I'm getting a final message of like, be proud of yourself for your own accomplishments. Like this will be someone who's like very accomplished and like held in high esteem because of their artistic talent and what they've been able to do with that. But you're no, I want to say you're no mashed potatoes. That's not the phrase at all. What am I, chopped liver? You're no chopped liver, group 2. You know, that's what your spirit guys want to say. Like, listen, Ace of Swords, 7 of Pentacles, like 5 of Pentacles reversed. You are no chopped liver yourself. Like, you should be really proud of yourself for your own accomplishments, right? You got your own money. You didn't ever need their money. There are lots of people who thought that you were after this person's money. You didn't ever even need it. You got your own bag, right? Your bag may not be as big as theirs, because I think that this is someone who actually has made money from their art. Unlike Edgar Allan Poe in his life, he didn't really make that much money. I don't think. Maybe close to the end he started to. I don't know. But yeah, your spirit guides are saying be proud of yourself for your own talents and your own accomplishments. Rest easy here. Like, you will go to your grave having had such a unique experience with this person, this soulmate of yours. What a story. What a story. And it's a story that only the angels will know. Look, these angels are they know about your all's love story. But it's so special because of its kind of like secretive quality in a way. That's part of what makes it so special. It's something that the two of you really shared primarily just with each other. Yeah. So I hope that that was helpful and interesting. Do let me know in 1 to 4 months from now what transpires. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Welcome, Group 3. You chose Parvati as your goddess card. So this is your reading, and we're going to find out who is the right one for you. So I'm using the Hour Tarot. Well, I don't normally use this one. Oh, there was a card stuck in the box. That's going to be interesting. It's the Nine of Swords. But there's like a notable woman in history on each of these cards. This one is Joanna of Castile, and I don't know anything about her. I think there's something called Castile soap. Is that from Castile? But anyway, we'll see how it goes with this. I felt drawn to use it. The first question we're going to be asking is, have you met this person already in this lifetime or not? So we're just going to do a yes or no spread. I'll show you the cards once I've pulled them. Yes, you have met this person in this lifetime. We have the World card, the Magician, and we have the Ten of Cups reversed. I feel with this Magician, maybe this is someone, a classmate, someone you went to school with. To me, there's a feeling of having been in a learning environment with this person. But yes, you have met this person before. What else should we know about this person? We have the Keeper of Cups, Eleanor Roosevelt. I would say, like, this person is what you might call homely. Like Eleanor. We love Eleanor. She's great, Eleanor Roosevelt, but she's a bit homely, you know, or plain. You know, these are the kind of nice but not so nice terms we use for people who were like, you know what, you're not really great looking. That isn't what this person is bringing to the table, is their looks. But they have great personality. Maybe they're very smart. They're a hard worker. There's definitely something here. Like, I feel like this is someone who is very well liked. But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, this is helping you to understand who this person is. There's something that is not appealing about the way this person looks. And I'm not trying to be mean or anything, but, like, that's just, we are who we are. And yeah, I definitely feel like this person is enjoyable to be around, and maybe they've done... with the Chariot card, the Two of Wands, and the Keeper of Cups. Like, this is a nice person. Like, most people who this person interacts with like them, you know? Like, that's saying a lot. They have a great personality for, like, 99% of the people that they come in contact with to like them. This is someone who I think is, like, very willing to do nice things for other people. Like, they don't even have a second thought about it. But I also feel like, unfortunately, they have had people gravitate towards them who were maybe a little bit... who were not good for them. They do attract bad influences as well. I mean, I'm going to show you the card. It's not easy to see the way the cards are made. Like, we have the Keeper of Wands, The Four of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles reversed. I almost feel like maybe this person has had someone, they've attracted someone into their life at some point who wanted to use all of their money. They attract gold diggers maybe. But what's going to bring the two of you together? Or have you been together? We have the Eight of Pentacles. So I think it could be like literally you end up being at the same job. Is this person, so we do know that you've met this person before. Let me ask, is this person currently in group 3's life? Like, are the two of them currently in each other's life? Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you seeing them? Are you talking to them currently? I don't mean in terms of dating, but like, is it someone you have regular interactions with? We get a yes. We have the Seven of Wands, the Page of Pentacles, and the Queen of Cups reversed. So yeah, there's a feeling of maybe the two of you working at the same job. And I kind of feel like maybe it's a job that neither of you love, or like you kind of love it, or you're just doing it to pay the bills. But I think both of you have goals to go on and do bigger and better things, right? But what brings you together currently is that you're working together. And I feel that maybe you've also been in a learning environment. It could be that you went through the same training program, like since you worked together, or it could have been maybe you went to school together in the past and now you just end up somehow working at the same place as well. But in any case, you have been in some sort of learning environment together, and currently it feels like you're working together. So hopefully you know who I'm talking about. And the other notable thing about this person is they're not, super like hot, like we've already said that. And that they're really nice. Like they're like an extremely likable person, and that they have at some point had someone, could have been a friend, a family member, or a partner who just wanted to spend up all of their money. And I feel like this is a person who's a hard worker. Now, they might complain about the job sometimes that the two of you have. I feel like that may be even something that you both bond over, is like, oh man, like I am really annoyed at this job right now. But I think in a way you both kind of like the job too, or at the very least you like the opportunity to work there with each other, because you get along. So what makes this person the one for you? We have the Three of Wands. I think it's basically that, this is beautiful art here, the Three of Wands. I think it's basically that the two of you help each other to see other horizons. Like, okay, yeah, this is where we're at right now, but like think of all the possibilities, all of the things that we could do with our lives. Like, I think you give each other hope and inspiration that you can accomplish further and greater goals, and that you don't have to just keep always doing this job, this kind of chump job where you're just trying to pay the bills, right? Yeah, like you help each other to succeed. We have the Six of Wands here, and maybe there's a little bit of like, try again. Like if you try and you fail, let's say you apply to some other job somewhere and you don't get the job, it's like maybe you lift each other's spirits or remind each other, like we can't win every single time, right? So it's about perseverance. Keeping the old chin up, so to speak, because life can get you down. Life can certainly get you down. And I think both of you help to keep each other's spirits up. I do feel, though, strangely at the same time, like where you both inspire each other to like believe in yourselves, that you're able to accomplish more. Part of you doesn't want to go off. Like if it meant leaving this person behind, you wouldn't want to. Let's say you got a great job offer in another city, but you'd have to move away from this person. I feel like you wouldn't want to leave. unless they left with you, and they might do that. So that's also part of what makes them the one for you. Like, they can go on an adventure for you if it means supporting you in achieving your goals. Like, let's have this adventure together. There are lots of things in life that it's hard to do, but sometimes when you have just like the right person by your side, like to hold hands with and go off and do it together, like, you can accomplish so much more. I feel the two of you having great adventures together. Now, I am a super introverted person. I do everything alone almost. So I like the idea of this, you know, it's beautiful. Like, but even among more extroverted people, I think it's rare to have this type of bond where it's like, I wouldn't say that you're tied at the hip in any sort of negative sense, like you can't function without each other, but like, it does really feel like you are a duo. You are a dynamic duo who's off to face the world together and helping each other succeed. Like, it makes me think about, you know how some couples, like, one person will work while the other person's going to school to advance themselves, etc., and then maybe they'll change places, and the one who got their degree, now they're working and supporting the other one getting their degree or whatever. Whether you're seeking degrees or not, I do feel like both of you are trying to get ahead in your lives, financially and career-wise. And, you know, we have the Six of Pentacles here. So it's like we're in it together. Like, we're a team. You don't have to do it alone because you've got support from me. That's the feeling. And that's a really great feeling to have. Anything else that group 3 needs to know about this person and why they are the one, or what they need to know about this connection? I feel that this person gives you such a tremendous sense of peace. We have the Two of Swords, we have the Six of Swords reversed, and we have the Seven of Pentacles. It's like your spirit guides are like just confirming, like, be at peace that you have found the one, and this is the relationship, Seven of Pentacles, to cultivate. Six of Swords reversed. You don't need to look any further. You've found the one. So if this is just the confirmation that you needed, I feel like this group is going to be the rarer group, actually, of the 3. Because how many of us have actually found the one? But, like, your spirit guides want to confirm that to you. Maybe you already know it, but they're just confirming to you, like, this is the one. This is the one. Keep cultivating this. This is a beautiful, special relationship. So, group 3 and everyone, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope I see you around again. And until then, bye con Dios.